Welcome to Ravenovah. Please go to my channel, authentically, like this video and share. Welcome to another edition of Conversation of She Speaks, where our two spirit sisters are sharing their stories to try to help our sisters in their transition and try to help our sisters every way they can to help keep them from being murdered. Like this video and share this video everywhere you can, and on the mission I'm doing with myself and others on how to keep our transgender sisters alive. Share this video everywhere you can. I created this channel for people with different
Transgenders murdered.
to support you. There's a PayPal on top.
People
Remember
murdered.
one thing, there are a lot of times people can't send in the truth, but you find one that does support them. Make sure they do not fall within a marginalized community as not being in existence. And you know that there are hard to find people that create a channel that caters to people who are different and stand in the truth. And the allies sit back and say, well, I have no problem with other people. Let me just stand in here and learn
support those
no judgment
who support you.
I love you.
Stand in your truth.
All right now, and welcome to She Speaks number 8. Well, the woman wants to stand in her truth and let her sisters know everything she's went through and try to help her in her transition along the way. Hey sis, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
All right. I have a few questions. Hey sis, there's something going on in the background because I could hear something like some noise or something.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Let me...
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, that's way better. Thank you. Now, thank you so much for doing this interview on She Speaks, and you are number 7. Now, the first question would be, when did you know you was a woman? Actually, number 8.
Well, I first knew that I was a woman, or I knew that I was in the wrong gender. When I was a little girl, little child, and I had to been, I want to say like 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
I was already pretty feminine in all the things that I did. I grew up as an only child as well, so I didn't really necessarily have like women or sisters to try to like help me along with things or whatever. But it was so it was really just like one day I had a dream, and in the dream I was just so happy. And I didn't look anything like how I looked at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I looked like a girl. I just remember just being surrounded by white light and just being so happy. That's kind of when I first knew the path that I wanted to take. Of course, things happened to prevent me from starting my transition until after I was grown.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's basically when I realized.
Okay. Are you on hormones?
Yeah, I take the shot and the blockers, and I also take the progesterone, which is supposed to be a regulator.
Do you feel in order to be a two-spirit woman you have to take hormones?
No, I don't think you do, because honestly, the hormones don't really do anything besides make your face, it makes your face a little bit feminine, like through fat distribution, makes your skin softer, but other than those two things, it doesn't really do anything. So, surgery, you could literally skip all the medication and just get the surgery. It's how I feel about that.
But you do know the hormones are also messing with your mentality. As far as mental, it works on your brain, so it makes you go through mood swings.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Are you full-time?
You say what?
Are you full-time?
Oh, okay. Now that for me is like, it's kind of a weird question. I don't know. Because I work, when I go to work, it depends on what you mean by that. That's maybe how I should say that, response.
Okay, full.
I am trans. I do take the hormones. My body has changed. So to a degree, no matter what I'm wearing, I will still look trans or look like a stud at the most. But there are moments for sure, like with biological women, where you want to wear something like sweatpants or maybe a tank top or something that's not traditionally seen as something that a feminine woman should wear. I feel like that's part of the problem too. As a trans person, I feel like we shouldn't all have to be this ultra feminine, image of a woman. Like some of us are just ourselves, and like for me, I'm the same person I was before I started transitioning. Who I am didn't change. It was just my body that's changed. So I still like to wear sweats. I still like to, I still like to look pretty. I still like to wear sweats. So it's a mixture. I treat myself and my wardrobe and how I carry myself outside. Basically the same. It's feminine. It's woman. It's like a woman. When I'm wearing my sweats, you still can tell I'm a woman. Am I wearing makeup? Am I putting on lashes and all the things? Like, no, I'm not. So I guess sometimes, most of the time, I'm dressed up. I don't know. I don't really know.
But the thing is that, in order to be full-time, you don't have to wear makeup. You don't have to, you can wear unisex clothes. You're not defined by your outfit. Full-time mean that, are you full-time as far as in your spirit? Remember, the appearance of a woman is not just of hair, makeup, and stuff like that. You could feel like a woman 24 hours a day with just a hat on or no hair on or no makeup on at all. And the thing is, like, full-time means that I represent myself as a woman all day, every day. The outfit, the lashes, the hair does not make a woman. The spirit makes the woman. That's what the question means.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, still kind of tricky, even when you just describe it, but I would just go, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to say yeah.
Okay. That's good. Things you love about being a two-spirit woman.
What do I like about being a trans woman?
No, love. What do you love? Love, mama.
What do I love about it?
Yes.
What do I love about being a trans woman? I don't know, I love being myself. I love being able to be myself.
Okay.
I love being able to wear what I want to wear, look how I want to look, and carry myself the way I want to carry myself. That's what I would say I love about it.
Okay.
It's the freedom of being trans.
What bothers you about being a two-spirit woman?
A lot of things.
I created a channel for people to support you. There's a PayPal on top.
People
murder.
There are a lot of times people can't send in the truth, but you find one that
I think I can
does
pretty much sum up
support them.
everything with
Make sure they
everything
do not fall for
from
a
the
smart
business
channel
that I
that's
need,
not being
from
existence.
the
And
words,
you know
from
they're hard to find people
from
that
everything.
create a channel that
Everything is
cater to people who are
even other
different
trans
and
stuff
sending the
is
truth.
discriminate.
People in our
You're
lives
not
sit back and say, well,
canceled,
I
or
have
you
no
don't
problem
have
with
the
people.
ability to
Let me
get your
just stand
surgery.
in here and learn
I
support
think
those.
the hardest
Who
thing
support
is dealing
you.
with
Stand in your truth.
just dealing with the discrimination coming from everywhere, even your own people or people that are also trans. I think that's the hardest thing about it.
Mm. Do your family accept you being a two-spirit woman?
Yes. I don't want to or associate with my blood relatives at all. And I haven't for years. Even before I transitioned, I didn't associate with them at all, like zero. Any of them. So I can't really go by blood family, but the family that I made on my own, since I, became an adult, yeah, they all support it.
Wow. Oof. Is it hard to find a job as a two-spirit woman?
Yeah. It's almost impossible to find a job as a trans woman, to be honest. I literally transitioned, before I got the job I had now, I had transitioned for maybe like a year or half a year, but I didn't even present myself as a trans person or a woman. I didn't do any of that because I knew that as soon as I did, I would lose my job that I had with the security job. Like I was working you needed to be tough and you needed to be respected and you needed to be, of course, an image of authority. And so we all know that, trans people in general aren't looked at as authoritative or powerful or controlling the room or any of those things. So I kind of knew that I would get fired in that situation. But even though I got laid off from that job and then I went to another job, I still didn't physically transition until after I got the job, because I knew that if I would have went to the job as a newly transitioning person, I wouldn't have got the job. I actually saw trans people going to interviews, like they would be dressed up and going to interviews, and the only thing I would be thinking while they were in the store working with me was that whatever job they want to go apply for, they ain't even gonna get. But it's nice to see that they are out there trying to get it. Like, I'm not to sound like it's hopeless. Like, there are some jobs, but the only kind of jobs you'll get is entry level. You just gonna have to get very lucky, and But anything other than that, I would say if you get a college degree and then you have a specific field that you can work in, it would be a lot easier. I feel like from what I've seen in social media, it just seems like the people who have college degrees, those people are the ones who don't have to usually resort to prostitution and just all types of other struggle. So go get you a college degree. That's my advice. Don't stop.
Okay, so you kind of feel as though being a two-spirit woman is not accepted at the workplace, is what you're saying?
No, it's not. It depends on how you look as well. Like, if that's why I kind of mentioned my kind of experience and how I felt like things would go when I first started transitioning.
Yes.
Because I knew that just based off of how I looked, I wouldn't get the job. I knew based off of my name, I wouldn't get a job based on my appearance and the name and the gender mark. So I just knew that those factors would all look negative, would all be looked at negatively on my application. Even when I'm looking for jobs now, it was a struggle. Even though I have a job, it's like I'm blessed to have a job,
right.
But the struggle is real.
That's true. So here's a fun question to lighten the mood a little bit. Do you like to have your hair natural, or do you like to wear wigs, or you just like to wear them both?
I'm a wigger. I've never really liked wearing my real hair even before I started transitioning.
Right.
Like, I would just literally always have my hair in braids or in some type of protective hairstyle that I wouldn't really have to deal with it. So anytime that I don't have to deal with my real hair, I'm kind of like, okay, I don't have to worry about that. I can just keep my hair moisturized and everything else and, protect it. Because when you don't keep your hair protected, it's more like, as a black person, I can't speak for everybody, but as a black person with like very thick, nappy hair, like it is very hard to manage your hair on a regular basis.
Okay.
Especially if you don't have any help, like, trying to figure that type of shit out. But it is, I'm a bolter. I'm a wigger. I'm a wigger. Because, it's a lot easier on your life.
Okay. So, here's a question. It's a very serious question. I want you to listen to what I'm going to say. A trans woman that looks up to you and she's secretly following you because she loves the way you look, but she's struggling within her transition because in the country that she lives, if she does transition, she may be murdered and killed. But she feels as though she is being pressured to be someone she's not. And she wants to transition, and she feels like if she just go out and do it, she will be a leader. And if she got murdered, it didn't matter as long as she stood in her truth. Because she feels as though as she's watching other trans women do it, she could do it. What advice would you give to a girl who's suffering in silence that wants to transition, but feel as though if they do, they will be murdered?
Well, I would say that I don't think it necessarily first matters. I would tell them firstly, it doesn't really matter where you're from. Trans people, we are always looked at as a target, no matter where we are. Like, granted, in certain places, in certain countries, yeah, y'all chances of getting killed are a lot greater, for sure, because our laws are a little bit, lacking, and police force is also lacking. But that's kind of a fear that you could live in a suburb and be trans and still be killed. You could be living your good old life and still end up getting killed. So I would say that transition for yourself, first of all. Don't do it to be a leader. Don't do it to be the heroine in the situation or whatever. Do it for you, because at the end of the day, whether you live or die, whether you whatever happens, whatever happens to you in whatever situation, because you might not end up getting killed. You might go see the surgeon, go see the silicone person, and, you get stuff with silicone, and next thing you know, you're dead anyway. There's so many ways that you can die from transitioning in so many different ways, whether it's killing yourself with pills or with cancer, or if it's random people on the streets. If it don't necessarily have to be a man excuse. Sometimes women kill trans people too, because they're in a group, a group type of setting. So I would just say, do it for yourself. Take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of work that goes into being trans, and there are a lot of bad days that come with being trans. You just have to be mentally ready to deal with those. Take baby steps, until you're ready. When you're ready, to go full throttle, go full throttle. And just know that you're living for yourself and not living for other people.
Okay. Thank you. Are you happy in your transition?
I would say that I am happy sometimes.
Okay.
In my transition.
That's normal.
Honestly, if I'm being honest, it's sometimes, and probably, if I'm going to be all the way honest, it's probably, I'm probably miserable more times than I'm happy. But that's only because, like I said previously, you have to do this for yourself, and doing it for yourself is the main point. But there's just so many underlying factors, so many sacrifices, so many struggles, so much pain, so much loneliness. So it's kind of like happiness. It's hard to keep a smile on your face when you're alone 24/7, or you don't have a man, or you can't get a job, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I would say that I'm happy sometimes. I'm not happy all the time. Mm-hmm. I even asked my ex-boyfriend, because when I first started my transition, I was in a relationship.
Right.
And I broke up with him, years and years later into the relationship, maybe 2 years after I had transitioned, which was 7 years total. But I had, I don't know, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. So he even told me, you seem happier before you transitioned, because after you transitioned, you just seemed like everything was just tearing you down. You would go on Facebook, you would see other girls, you would see their breasts, you would see all the other faces, you just be watching them. Then you looking in the mirror, and all you see is the things that you don't have, and you go to work and people misgender you, and then you go there, and then you're getting hated on, then you go on the bus and you get beat up, or you feel like you're gonna get beat up. And so it's literally a really struggle, and it's really hard to stay happy. So if you can stay happy in your transition, I would say do that and try to maintain your happiness. But for me personally, I've had more bad days than good.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that's a misfortune.
One thing anyway.
Oof. So let me ask you another question. If a man wanted to be with you, and I mean the perfect man to win your heart and to take you away, that you'd be like, okay, this is the man for me, what would a perfect man have to do in order to win your heart to be with you?
Treat me like a man. See value in me. Because most men don't see value in trans people. Let's see. Be the man in the situation. I don't like people. I don't like feminine men. I don't like men who. So I like a man that takes charge.
Right.
So that's kind of been one of the things that I've been lacking in relationships, is a man that's willing to take charge. And that treats you, that respects you, that treats you like a human, and sees your value. If they can do those they have a job, we're good.
Yeah. So, any ethnicity, can they be short? Can they be black? Can it be white, Spanish, Puerto Rican, Haitian? What race would you prefer?
My preference,
Yes.
would be tall, would be taller than me. Definitely would have to be black. I would not take anyone who wasn't black. And I mean, like African American black, not African or any of other places black. They have to be African American. Only because I feel like they may not understand my struggle as a person in the LGBT community or a trans person, but they will understand my struggle as a black person in America. You know, I feel like if I'm with a white person, they're not going to be able to understand my struggle. They can say they understand it, but they will never understand it, and nor would any other race. You know, because there's nothing that impacts them, and when it doesn't impact the person, it doesn't really hit them the same way. You know, so.
Okay. And that's it. And there it is. And I want to tell you thank you once again for coming here and basically giving your opinion and to help another girl that may feel like they're alone. Trust me, your story is really going to help a lot of girls because, to be honest with you, sis, everybody's going through what you're going through, and everything you said even resonated within me. So it's definitely going to hit a lot of girls and stuff because I do feel as though your story is really powerful and stuff, and it's going to help a lot of girls know not to do nothing to themselves, harm themselves, and there is a way out. And due to the fact that you're alive and still pushing through and knocking down doors, is just a testimony for girls that probably felt like you, and yet still looking at you saying, well, she doing it, is she doing it, and I could do it. So thank you for being a spokesperson, a speaker for the girls who don't have enough strength to come and do a video to try to help save their life. So thank you, sis, on that note.
Oh, it's no problem. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you giving me the time on your platform to express my life and my opinion.
Yeah, and it's really going to help a girl. Trust me, everything you said, we all go through it. A lot of things you said, especially when you was like, you're not happy all the time. And that's true, but the thing about it is no one's really happy all the time. We're in a world where there's a lot going on. And the thing about it is being a two-spirit woman, it becomes very much difficult because we get to see a whole lot more than most. But
so true.
But thank you so much, beautiful. And that's the end of the interview. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Bye.
All right now, if you want to be a person that want to share your story and help me keep my sisters alive, email me at ravenovah@yahoo.com. And I want to share the story how you made it this far being a two-spirit woman. You can share the girl that will help her in her life and her transition to make her life a lot more easier. At the top there's an Instagram button. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. Like this video and share if you care about our sisters. And I will let you know I love you and thank you for watching Catch the Rave.